Hi guys, Blake here with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina. It is Thursday, January the 30th, and this is the Overcast. I have boated up here today just below Andy's house on the flat. We got let me check and be accurate about it. Overcast day, temperature is 38. Been seeing some sprinkles and mist, and I guess earlier this morning there was like 30 minutes of snow. Paul said it was really heavy snow, but it was only for like 30 minutes, so. Today, I'm going to start off with a Carolina drift rig. Got a 3/16 ounce bell sinker, a Cerise power worm, and a size 12 gray scud. I called the generation a little bit ago. They're running about 3 units, maybe just a touch under. Which is what they've been at for the last couple days since they got table rock below 917. And I'm gonna find out if they're still biting on the scud. I haven't heard anybody talk about it in a couple days. So we'll see if the floodgates getting turned off, shut off the scud bite or not. Or the pink power worm, or the the Cerise San Juan worm. I've been off for the last couple days, so I haven't got to hear a whole lot of fishing reports. I saw quite a few guys buying jigs in the shop earlier. And I know a lot of our guys for the Raw tournament, some of them have been here already and some of them are getting here today, and they're out fishing right now, so probably find out a little bit more tonight on what was working for everybody. But Tuesday I came in and went fishing just for a couple hours before it started raining on me. And I was throwing that 606 model jerkbait in the rainbow trout flavor, and the bite was pretty good for the 2 hours that I was out. Caught one brown up by the cable that was about 19 inches, and down by the island in front of Trophy Run I was catching quite a few fish there right against the island. I just kept repeating a little drift in front of it. Pretty beautiful day for fishing today. Just a little chilly, but the overcast, and I mean there's hardly any wind at all today. I didn't go all the way up top. There might be some wind up by the dam, but from Lookout Point down, haven't encountered any wind, so that's really nice. So far, the forecast for this weekend is looking great. I think Sunday it said it was supposed to be 70 degrees. Oh, there's a fish. I believe that's on the one cast if I can get him in the boat. And he took the cerise power worm. Or cerise San Juan worm. I can't get that right today. Wow, that is one colored up little rainbow. Oh yeah. He just got me all tangled up. There we go. Got one more look at him. And I think they said Friday 53 and Saturday 59. Lows for the nights in the 50s. So should be a good weekend for the guys in the tournament, and good weekend for everybody just enjoying the weekend. Oh, that was definitely a bump. As far as I've heard, the fishing's been just as good with the floodgates off as it was when it was on for all the fishermen. Could be another weekend of big fish for the tournament. Oh, caught a rockfish. Darn it. That was the only one of those I had rigged up. I got something back here. Oh, I got it all back. How about that? I think we'll try one more drift with this, and I'll break out the jig for the end of my drift here. And something, even on a non-windy day like this with a nice even drift, I'm still, you know, every 10-15 seconds kind of bouncing the weight up off the bottom, and it's making the flies do this behind it. And I think it gets their attention a little bit more. Oh, I don't know if that was the bottom or a bite. You know, thinking about it, I probably should have checked that scud, because if it's what was hooked on the bottom, it might have bent my hook out. Oh, all right, I think I'm gonna reel that in and check it just to make sure. Then I'm going to switch over to a jig. Well, the hook wasn't bent. It did have a little bit of moss on it, so that could have been part of the problem. Alright, so looks like I've got, I think that's an 1/8 ounce, so this might be a little too heavy. 1/8 ounce sculpin and peach with a sculpin head. I'm gonna scoot the boat just a little bit more towards the shallow side, and then I am gonna fish towards the middle. There's a seam line that runs from the channel over there. It goes down deep and then it kind of levels back up, and I'm gonna try to get my jig kind of right there on the edge of that seam. Yeah. Okay. Oh no. There we go. So ideally, with this much water running, I'd probably normally go with a 3/32. I thought I had one tied up on this pole when I took it out, but it's definitely on there. There's one. So fishing that, even though the 1/8 ounce is probably a little heavy for this flow, in that deeper water, I think it still works out. This is a little better fish than the last one. He's got some red on his throat that's pretty interesting. He does not like me. Go. A lot of the time whenever a fish hit a jig, or while I'm fishing a jig and they hit it, I usually feel it through the pole, but that one I was looking straight down at the line and I saw the line jerk. Looks like we're coming right over the top of the Narrows now, which gets, oh, a lot shallower. There he is. He chased and hit that thing like 3 times. I thought for a second I was just hitting the bottom. Another nice little stalker fish. So right now the water underneath me is probably no more than 4 foot or so. So I'm really having to move this 1/8 ounce jig pretty quickly, which could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how the fish are hitting, but they seem to be hitting it pretty all right today. Or more aggressively would probably be the more appropriate term. Sometimes they really like it, well, most of the time I'd say, they really like it to fall a little bit slower. But occasionally they're in the mood to really chase something, which is usually the kind of days where jerkbaits are working pretty good too. Now that I've gotten down here, wind is actually starting to pick up a little bit, kind of blowing the boat upstream. I think I want to get just a little bit closer to that channel over here along Eagle Island. There we go. I think it was Sunday of last week. My friend Leroy and I, we came out and it was, you know, close to 50 degrees outside and no wind, and we went up to the dam and fished jigs just kind of from the cable, maybe as far as trophy run, and the fishing was really good on the jigs. He used black and white, was Leroy's hot jig, and mine was the one I'm using right now, the Sculpin and Peach with a Sculpin head. think we'll go to the end of Eagle Island and we'll call it a day. Feel it starting to sprinkle again here. Oh, that might have been a bite. My line took off. I wish I had like a 16th ounce tied on our pole right now. I would definitely break it out to fish this flat in front of Eagle Island. It's so shallow. Oh, that was a fish. I felt him and I missed him. Dang it. That wind is really picking up, and I don't know where it came from because it wasn't here when I drove up through here. I'll tell you that. Oh, he hit that pretty hard. Well, they are definitely active today. I know the last time Phil and I were out fishing, they were biting it short. They are hitting it hard today. I'm just not setting the hook very well. Alright, let's say one or two more casts and then we're at the end of the island. Whenever I got some wind blowing, I like to slap my extra line back down on top of the water to keep it from getting pushed around. Helps to get your jig to sink more freely. I think I'm going to have to consider the end of the island, the end of these trees. Take one more cast. Oh. All right. Well, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll do it again tomorrow.